What makes a car worth $3 million? For most people, that number doesn't even make sense. $3 million could buy you a mansion, a yacht, or an entire fleet of luxury vehicles. But for the people who own a Bugatti Chiron, it's not just a car. It's proof that money can bend the laws of physics. The Chiron isn't built to compete with supercars. It's built to redefine what's possible on four wheels. And every inch of it screams one thing: perfection, no matter the price. The heart of this monster is what sets it apart from everything else ever built. Deep inside, the Chiron lies an 8-liter quad-turbocharged W16 engine. A piece of mechanical art so complex that even the engineers who designed it admit it's borderline insane. 16 cylinders, 4 massive turbochargers, and a cooling system with 10 radiators just to keep the beast from melting itself. It pumps out an earth-shattering 1,479 horsepower and 1,600 newton-meters of torque, launching the car from 0 to 60 mph in under 2.5 seconds. That's not acceleration. That's controlled explosion. This isn't your average sports car engine. It's 2 V8s fused at the crankshaft, a configuration so rare and costly that no other company dares attempt it. But this wild engineering isn't about bragging rights. It's about precision. Every component in the W16 is handmade to tolerances tighter than those used in jet engines. The fuel system, the titanium exhaust, the carbon ceramic brakes, they all exist to tame power that could easily destroy itself if handled wrong. And yet, Bugatti made it reliable enough to drive every day. That's where the millions start to make sense. Then there's the performance ceiling, 261 mph, the official top speed, electronically limited, because anything beyond that moves from racing into aerospace territory. But even that wasn't enough for Bugatti. In the Chiron Supersport 300 Plus, they broke the 300 mph barrier, 304 mph to be exact. Think about that for a second. A car you can register, insure, and drive on public roads, moving faster than a small aircraft at takeoff speed. It's not just speed, it's history in motion. But here's the secret most people don't realize. The Chiron's value isn't only in its performance, it's in its rarity. Bugatti doesn't mass-produce cars. The total production across every Chiron variant is capped at 500 units. That's it. Half a thousand cars for the entire world, forever. Each one is handcrafted in Molsheim, France at Bugatti's legendary atelier, where the cars are not assembled on a production line. They're built like fine watches. No robots, no rush. Just artisans spending months perfecting every single detail until it's worthy of the Bugatti name. And the people who buy these cars? They're not casual enthusiasts. The average Chiron owner already has 30 to 35 other cars. For them, the Chiron isn't transportation. It's a statement. A symbol that says, I own the peak of human engineering. The kind of buyer who doesn't just walk into a dealership, they're invited. Bugatti personally approves each client, ensuring every Chiron goes to someone who understands what it represents. The exclusivity alone sends its value skyrocketing. But step inside the cabin and you realize this is where the price becomes emotional. There's no plastic here, only the world's most exotic materials. The entire body is carbon fiber, a single-piece monocoque shell that takes 500 man-hours to craft. The cockpit wraps around you in a sweeping C shape, carved from solid aluminum, glowing softly under ambient light. The leather, sourced from the same tanneries that supply Europe's most elite fashion houses. The stitching pattern, custom sewn to your specification. Every button, every dial, even the placement of the Bugatti EB logo is obsessively hand-finished. And here's where things get truly insane. Bugatti's Sur Mesure program lets owners customize almost anything. You want your initials woven into the seat fibers? Done. You want a unique shade of blue that no other car on Earth will have? Bugatti will mix it for you by hand. You want your speedometer to match the color of your watch dial? They'll make it happen. These are not options. These are experiences. Each one adding hundreds of thousands of dollars to the total. When you start adding up what's behind the price, the engineering, The craftsmanship, the rarity. The $3 million price tag stops feeling like excess and starts feeling like inevitability. Because no other car on the planet combines this much technology, artistry, and history in one machine. But the story doesn't stop with what it takes to build one. The real shock comes when you learn what it costs to own one. And if you had $3 million to spend, would you buy another mansion? Or the one machine that rewrote the laws of speed, beauty, and luxury forever? Because at 261 miles per hour, money isn't the only thing that disappears. The horizon does too. Owning a Bugatti Chiron isn't about having the fastest car in the world. It's about owning the most extreme piece of craftsmanship ever built. The price doesn't end when you buy it. That's just the entry fee into an entirely different universe of automotive luxury. Because the Chiron isn't a machine you maintain, it's a machine you preserve, like a priceless artifact. Every single service requires Bugatti-certified engineers flown directly from Molsheim, France, the same hands that built your car in the first place. Even the simplest routine checkup involves removing panels made of carbon fiber, rebalancing the W16's intricate components, and reprogramming the car's onboard systems with data linked directly to Bugatti's headquarters. You don't take a Chiron to a dealership. Bugatti comes to you. An oil change? That alone can cost anywhere from $20,000 to $25,000. Why? Because the car has to be partially disassembled to reach the engine and replace specialized fluids designed to withstand extreme thermal pressure. The wheels, made from lightweight forged aluminum, require custom titanium bolts and precision balancing, so even a tire swap can cross $40,000. Every detail, from the hand-polished titanium exhaust tips to the aerodynamic underbody panels, must be serviced to perfection. No shortcuts. No compromises. The tires themselves are a story. Developed exclusively by Michelin, they can handle speeds beyond 250 km/h, and each set costs more than a brand new BMW 3 Series. They're specially glued to the rims for safety, meaning once you change them, the wheels must be sent back to France for reassembly and testing. That process alone takes weeks. It's the cost of chasing perfection. Because at 300 Meteorg, there's no room for ordinary. And yet, this insane level of precision is exactly what Bugatti owners pay for. Every Chiron is backed by a white-glove ownership experience that most car companies can only dream of offering. The owner has access to a dedicated concierge team, private track testing events, and direct communication with Bugatti engineers. It's not just service, it's a relationship between the brand and the owner. The moment you buy a Chiron, you become part of the Bugatti legacy. But the real value, the reason this car commands a $3 million price tag, is in what it represents. The Chiron is the last of its kind. It's powered by a W16 engine that will never exist again in the automotive world. It's a mechanical symphony built for an era before everything became electric. Bugatti poured over a decade of engineering into perfecting this single car. And they did it knowing it might be the final chapter of the combustion hypercar era. And when you realize that, the price feels less like extravagance and more like preservation. You're not just buying a vehicle. You're buying the end of an era, the final roaring heartbeat of pure mechanical dominance before silence takes over. That's what makes the Chiron priceless. Its body, sculpted entirely from carbon fiber, is not just about aerodynamics, it's about emotion. Every curve and edge is tested in wind tunnels for thousands of hours to ensure it slices through air like a bullet. The rear wing alone is a masterpiece, capable of adjusting its angle hundreds of times per second, doubling as both a stabilizer and an air brake. When deployed at full speed, it can generate more than 600 kilograms of downforce, pressing the car into the road like it's glued to the planet. But here's the part that separates Bugatti from everyone else. They never chase numbers for the sake of it. The Chiron isn't just about top speed or acceleration. It's about balance, grace, and the ability to make 1/500 horsepower feel civilized. That's the true engineering magic. A car capable of touching 300 mph, but refined enough to drive through a city like a luxury grand tourer. You could be doing 30 or 300, and the Chiron still feels composed, effortless, and almost unreal. Inside, the experience is equally surreal. There's no cluttered dashboard, no giant digital screen screaming for attention. Instead, Bugatti built an interior that focuses on pure driving connection. Mechanical switches crafted from titanium, a perfectly weighted steering wheel, and a single speedometer that goes all the way to 500 km/h, reminding you of what you're sitting in. This isn't just design. It's theater. Every drive is an event. For collectors, the Chiron is more than a car. It's an appreciating asset. With just 500 units ever made and no replacements coming, prices for used Chirons have already skyrocketed far beyond their original cost. In a world where most cars lose value the moment they're driven off the lot, the Chiron becomes rarer and more desirable with every passing year. And maybe that's the ultimate secret behind its value. It's not just what it does, it's what it means.